All right. Welcome everyone to the day 2 of the dating challenge. I'm really excited to get into day 2 because there was a lot of things that we talked about yesterday that we did not touch on because I was going to talk about it today. And one of the biggest things we talked about was confidence. There was a lot of people that said that they struggle with confidence. Some said that sometimes they struggle with confidence, but nonetheless, that was one of the biggest things. That was a pain point for people that were trying to get back in the dating world and there are men not approaching them and things of that nature. And confidence is so key, y'all. I had the opportunity to ask a couple of men, good men at that, how they feel about dating women that lack confidence. And one of the things that they were all unanimous in was the fact that they knew if a woman had lacked her confidence in certain areas of her life, that they were going to have to constantly reassure her that their confidence was going to be reliant on them, and it was going to make them feel like they were the source of their happiness. And that was something that these men said that they didn't want to be, and I don't blame them. So we need to make sure that confidence is the first thing that we are making sure we have in check. So let's go ahead and just dive into a little bit of these. I'm not going to read all of these through just for the sake of time, but understanding your self-worth. When you think about your self-worth, what is the first word that comes to mind for you? And not what you want it to be, but what you actually feel. I want you to go ahead and throw that in the comment section. You have to know who you are. You have to know your unique traits. You have to know your strengths, which is number 2, right? Your talents, your qualities. What makes you you? What makes you special? When someone asks you, what's your secret sauce? What are you going to say? Everybody should have a word that you already have to mind that makes you stand out amongst other people because that's what you believe about yourself. What's your one word? I want you to throw that in the comment section. If you don't have it, take some time to think about it. Another thing, you need a mindset shift. A lot of times a lack of confidence is coming because of your belief system and the negative self-talk that you tell yourself, right? So you have limiting beliefs. You have limiting beliefs in your dating life. You don't think that there's any good men left. You think that all men want is sex. There aren't men that really want to wait until marriage. Your belief system is creating your reality. Your belief system is making your confidence come down. What you say to yourself about yourself is making your confidence come down. You have to start talking to yourself as the woman that you desire to be. You have to start reframing those negative thoughts into positive affirmations, right? And it's also going to take some work. Now, this is a big one. Body language and presence. A lot of times when people, well, not people, but for women, when they say that men don't approach them, I 100% know that it's because of their body language and their presence. You should walk into a room and people should be able to look at you and feel the confidence oozing out of you, that they are literally like, who is that girl? What is it about her? It has nothing to do with the way you have your hair done or the shoes that you're wearing, the name brand dress. It has nothing to do with that. All of that stuff comes from within, right? So let me just actually look. It says some techniques such as maintaining eye contact. How many of you find it hard to maintain eye contact when you're talking to a guy that you are interested in? And I get it, sometimes you get nervous, all of these things. It's like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. But maintaining eye contact shows that you're confident, shows that you can stand in who you are, right? Another thing, standing tall, keeping your posture up, opening your posture. One thing that I have a benefit of is that I took ballet for years, and my mom always used to make me put my head up. But anytime she saw me or my sisters walking with our head down, she would push our chin and say, "Put your head up." And then taking ballet caused my posture to be the way that it was. Now, it's never too late to take ballet, but you could start working on your posture simply by just making sure that you're conscious of it and that you're sitting up straight, that you're making sure that you have open gestures, that you look inviting, right? And that you're fully engaged in what's going on. That's going to make you more attractive. That's going to make people want to talk to you. Another thing that's going to help with your confidence is practicing self-care. Okay. Make sure that you are doing things for your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Okay. So make sure that you're taking care of you when you're just with you. The more you take care of yourself, the more that you are in tune with yourself, you come back home to yourself, the better you are for other people. And then that confidence is going to exude out of you because you've taken care of yourself. Think of a little baby. When a child is not taken care of, people can tell. When a child is being treated negatively, people can tell. But when a child is well taken care of, they are full of joy, they are happy. You can see all of those things on them. Treat yourself like a child. Take care of yourself to the highest regard. Number 6, setting boundaries. Make sure that you know your boundaries and that you are assertive about them, and that you even when you're in challenging situations, when it comes to your boundaries, make sure that you handle it with grace and confidence. I had to tell a guy one time, we had a disagreement on where we saw things as far as I think it was sex before marriage. And the conversation I handled with grace and confidence. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a boundary for me. I'm not going to be doing that." And he stood firm on his boundary. And I was like, "I'm glad that you know what you want for you. I'm glad, and I know what I want for me." That just it makes us non-compatible. The end, right? You don't have to be mad about it. You don't have to be sad about it. You move on. Social skills and conversation techniques. Social skills and conversation techniques. We're going to dive into this a little bit more, and I'll talk about that later. But I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to start some conversations. Risk taking and resilience. Encourage yourself to step out of your comfort zone and take some calculated risks, right? Nothing crazy. Take some calculated risks in your dating life and learn how to be resilient in the face of rejection or setbacks. The reality of it is that you have to accept rejection early on when you want to put yourself in the dating world. There are going to be men who are not going to choose you. But if you're choosing yourself first, it lessens the blow. When you choose yourself first and have confidence in yourself, a man not choosing you doesn't make you feel like you're less than. It just makes you feel like that's not your person. Oh, he didn't want to be with me. That's fine. I'm glad that he was confident enough to choose what he needed for himself so I can choose what I need for myself. I'm glad that he didn't look at me as a charity case and say, I'm going to choose her because I feel bad for her and give her this false self validation. But I'm going to choose myself. Choose yourself too. Okay. Positive reinforcement. Celebrate small victories and milestones and things that you do. And it can be as simple as, I woke up today and I made sure that I stayed on my morning routine. I made sure that I called whoever I need to call. I got all my work done. My checklist is checked off. Celebrate those things. The more that you actually celebrate the small wins in your life, the more confident you become in yourself. And then also continuous learning and growth. Building your confidence is always going to be something that you have to continuously build upon and continuously nurture and continuously grow, because let's be honest, social media is social media, and people on social media tend to make people feel like they're less than based off of their opinions, etc. Or sometimes the spirit of comparison will make you feel like you're less than because of what other people are sharing about their life. So you have to make sure that you are nurturing your confidence and nurturing yourself and continuing to educate yourself on how to keep your self-confidence high, so that way you don't fall into that pit of, I don't think I'm good enough. Okay. Now we're going to talk about online dating. And I know. Some of you are like, I don't want to do it. I hate online dating. It's not for me. And also save your questions to the end. I'll definitely answer some questions at the end. How many of you have online dated or are currently online dating? And let me know in the chat. You guys know I stand for online dating. I've been online dating on and off since 2013, and I feel like I have cracked the code on meeting men online, and I've had really good experiences. I've had really, really good experiences. And some of you heard my testimony yesterday of how I recently was online dating. I think I went on about 3 dates with some guys from online and ended up, what's the word I'm looking for? Ended up meeting an amazing man of God online. And him and I have been seeing each other for about a month now. And yesterday we went to a Bible study together. We are both abstaining for marriage. We are both on our own journey with God. We have a great time together. He is consistent. He knows what he wants. We have been on several dates. We have several dates planned in the future. And he's an amazing person. Amazing person. I'm giving you honestly the short version, okay? I'm giving you guys the short version. So I know I say all of that to say that online dating still works. Online dating still works. And a lot of you, I say this all the time, like on my lives, I'm like, hey, online dating works. The reason it doesn't work is because you're doing it wrong. Now, will everybody find their person online? No. Could you find your person online? Yes. So you want to make sure that when you're in this world of dating, that while you're also living your best life, and it's getting warm out, y'all, so we can come back outside. And you're living your best life, you also want to make sure you're positioning yourself to be found. How many of you want to be married? How many of you want to meet your person this year? Let me know in the comments, because it's possible. You can meet your person this year, be engaged by the end of the year, even married this year. Okay, I see the I do's, the me's coming through. And I love that for y'all, because if you believe that it can happen, it can. It can. It's really that simple. So let's talk about some things for your online profile. Choose the right platform. Select the dating platform that aligns with your dating goals and preferences, whether it's a mainstream app or a niche app. One of my favorite apps is Bumble. That is my personal preference. A question I get all the time is like, what's the best app? There is no best app. You have to find a dating profile platform that aligns with your goals and your preferences, okay? If everybody's preferences are not going to be the same. Another thing too. I dated a guy last summer that I met off of Bumble, and I also was in a relationship for about 1.5 years with a guy that I met off of Hinge. So I say all of that to say that I have been an online dater who has had success, because these were relationships that were successful, but we ended up not being compatible in the end, right? And I say it's successful because it didn't end in drama. It didn't end with a fallout. It just ended with, hey, we're going in two different spaces and it's okay. So find a platform that works for you. Do a little research, do a little Googling, go on TikTok and see what other people's opinions are, and then ultimately form your own opinion. Use engaging photos. You want to make sure your photos are high quality, up to date, close shots, full body, showcase your interests and all of those things through your photo, okay? You want to make sure that you're posting photos that show that what you like to do as far as activities, and then also photos that show you. Kill the filters. Don't use the filter. If you have one photo in there with a filter, make sure you have several that do not have a filter, and make sure your photos are up to date. We aren't catfishing. Next thing, write an attention grabbing bio. Okay, make sure that you're making a memorable first impression. My bio when I was on there says, I'm a passionate woman of God seeking a life filled of love, laughter, and adventure. My heart's desire is to build a family that is rooted in faith. I adore exploring new places, savoring diverse cuisines, dancing to live music, and creating delightful dishes in the kitchen. From my bio, right then and there, he knows she's a woman of God. She wants a life full of love, laughter, and adventure. She likes to travel. Her desire is to build a family that is rooted in God. She likes exploring new places. So she's an adventurer. She likes to go out. She likes to travel. She likes savory dishes. She likes trying new food. She likes to dance to live music. She's a good time. And she likes creating food in the kitchen. So she likes to cook too. They got a whole lot of information right then and there from my profile, my bio. That lets them know exactly what type of woman they're dealing with. Now, are you going to get men that are going to still try to swipe you, even though that they don't, what's the word I'm looking for? They aren't going to meet your standard? Absolutely. Does that mean you have to choose them? No. Okay. When I got off of Bumble, I had 400 and something people in my beeline waiting to match with me. And I knew 95% of them probably only swiped because they thought I was pretty. Okay. So don't get caught up on the weirdos that are still going to swipe you. Next thing, showcase your personality. If you have a sense of humor, tell a joke. If you have any funny stories, share something like that, right? Be positive and optimistic. Do not put in your profile, oh my, I don't want nobody that's trying to hook up. Swipe left if you only this, swipe left. Like you give off negative Nancy. Men aren't looking for negative Nancy. You come off stiff, you come off stern. Men are looking for feminine, delicate, positive, light, not that means you're a pushover, but they want you to be a woman. All of the stuff that you don't want, you don't have to showcase that or say that you don't want it. Okay. Be honest. Okay. Be honest. Be honest and be honest and be honest. Do not have misleading information in your profile. Do not create a profile that you think is going to be enticing, that you think that that's what the man wants. You want to be honest, your true, authentic self. You can include some conversation starters. You want to be very specific. You want to update your profile regularly, and you want to proofread before publishing it. Okay. And if you're somebody that online dates consistently, make sure that your photos are within at least the last 30 days. Keep your profile up to date. Nobody wants to see pictures of you when you were in high school. They don't care. They want to see pictures of you. Like if they were to meet you tomorrow, this is what I'm going to see. Okay. And then proofread, just because you want to make sure that your profile says what it needs to say. There's no grammatical errors, etc. It just makes you stand out on the dating profile. And then lastly, and this is just my personal opinion, you have to pay to play. If you want better quality matches, you have to pay to play. Now, I'm not saying that you should break the bank trying to find somebody online, but when it fits your budget, go ahead and do some of those like 1 week, 2 week trials. What that does is it boosts you in the algorithm with men that you're more compatible with. These dating sites are just like social media. They have an algorithm as well. If you want better matches, pay to play. I have always gotten better matches when I was paying to play. Okay. Now, let's talk about some icebreakers and first impressions and effective conversation starters. How many of you have a hard time starting conversation when you are meeting somebody new, or maybe you're talking to them online, or it's the first date, etc.? If that's you and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to ask, let me know in the comments. I have a girlfriend that I go to church with, and she was like, I don't know what to say. We're having a FaceTime, da 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 da. And I'm like, just be yourself, be yourself. And I gave her some tips. But here are some questions that you can use. What's the most exciting thing that you've done recently? If you could travel in the world anywhere right now, where would you go? What's the last book or movie that impacted you? And these seem like very basic questions, but these questions are going to let you know a lot about a person that you would not have known had you not asked, right? Do you have a favorite hobby or activities that you're passionate about? How do you like to wind down after a long day? If you could have dinner with anybody, who would it be? What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't had the chance to yet? What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? I love that question because it's like that questionnaire is going to really let you know where their mindset is, right? It's like, how do they think? Because I always want to know how people think. When I am having conversations with men, I am asking questions because I want to know how your brain works to make sure you have some common sense. Because how many of you know somebody's mindset can turn you off? Can I get an amen, somebody? Your mindset can turn me completely off. So you want to make sure you're asking questions to get to know who this person is. Are you a morning person or a night owl? This is a great question because it'll let you know, if I don't hear from this person in the morning, they're not really a morning person. If I don't hear from this person at night, they're not a night person. This also opens the door for you to set some boundaries on phone calls and things of that nature, right? How, like, do you like to hang out? If you're somebody that goes to sleep early, and that's like your strict routine, this opens the opportunity to let them know, hey, I'm an in the bed by 8 kind of girl. That lets them know if you want to see me, you need to see me before 8. Okay. What's the most memorable trip you've taken? Now, these are just a couple conversation starters, but this is going to go ahead and get you in the door to start the conversation, just to kind of get it going. Now, the conversation will naturally just flow from there. So these are just some good ones that are effective just to get you started when you have met someone new, especially with Bumble. Bumble's one of those kind of apps where the woman has to message first. So when you message, you can be like, hey, oh, and this was one of the things that my guy said stood out to him when I messaged him. He said, when I messaged him, I wasn't concerned about me. I was concerned about him, because when we matched, it was late at night, and I was like, hey, I hope I didn't disturb your sleep, but I wanted to send a message before I went to bed, and I forgot and got off the app because I tend to get off the app for a couple of days. To him, that stood out as well. She was considerate enough to know it's late. She didn't want to disturb me, but she also was interested enough that she wanted to make sure she got the message in there. Okay. So men are paying attention to the things that you're doing to see if you are the type of woman that they want to pursue. Okay. Here are some role play scenarios for confident and engaging interactions. Okay, so these are some ways that you can, like, say for in different scenarios for you to spark up a conversation if you're out and about. Let's say you're at the coffee shop counter, right? And a lot of times people are not really paying attention. Sometimes they are. You walk in and you see this man, you're like, oh, He's in front of you and he orders blah, 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 blah. If you want to start a conversation with him, you can. You can, whatever he ordered. You know, your chocolate frappe, blah, 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 sounds really good. Have you had that before? Or did you just make that up? Right? It starts the conversation. You're in a bookstore, you're browsing in the same section. You can look at them and say, hey, have you read that book? Have you read any books by this author? Right? Do different things that kind of like set you up to just have a conversation about what the topic is. Say you're in an art gallery. Walk over and share your interpretation of the artwork. That's very bold and it's going to take you to like really like step out of your comfort zone, but do it. And you can use these scenarios in any place. It doesn't have to be these places, right? And just to give you an idea, you're both attending a fitness class. Strike up a conversation before or after the class about your experience with working out or ask for tips on improving, right? You're in a cooking class. Let's say you took a cooking class and you got paired up with somebody, or any type of class and you got paired up with somebody to, in this instance, to prepare a dish. Start some lighthearted banter and sharing different tips that you have. Share a joke, something to open up the door. You're at a volunteer event. Strike up a conversation about your shared interest in helping others and your experience volunteering. You're outside. My girlfriend does hike. She does these hiking trips pretty often here in Raleigh, and there are men and women on these hiking trips. You could strike up a conversation about outside adventure. Just say hello. How are you doing? Is this your first hike? Right? It could be a culture, what is it? A cultural event connection. You're attending a cultural event or festival. I love festivals. We have like African festivals, Jamaican festivals, all types of festivals downtown in Raleigh here in North Carolina. And you probably have some in your city too. You just got to go on Eventbrite and look, but we have them all throughout the summer. And when you're down there, you can ask about, you know, what brought you here? Do you enjoy African food? Do you have African in your bloodline? Like, start these conversations up with these people and places so that way it opens the door. Now, this is not you pursuing a man, because I know some of you are in your head like, I'm not pursuing a man. He who findeth a wife, blah, 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 blah. This is you just starting friendly conversation. If you were going after a man, it would probably be more like, you know, well, hey, boo, how you doing? You looking good, da, 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 da. We ain't doing that. This is starting a natural conversation, positioning yourself to have a conversation with a man of interest. Okay? All right. So what time is it? 12:24. Perfect. So what's next after this 2-week dating challenge? Because how many of you like, okay, this has been good, but I need more. I need more depth. I need more explanation. I need more, Jennifer. If you need more, give me a yes in the comments. Because I hit a lot of things on high level, but it's like, you know, you really need some type of like deeper understanding. What's going to happen next is that I'm going to do a 2-week dating intensive with everyone who is interested. Okay. And this is going to be me taking you deeper into all of the things that we've talked about, plus some, okay? We're going to talk about relationship compatibility, how to develop a relationship, how do you get from the dating part to actually being in a relationship. We're going to talk about discernment and dating in more depth, emotions and expectations, because we are women and we lead with our emotions oftentimes, and we need to learn how to put those things in check. Okay, we're going to talk about healing strategies and accountability plans, because the reality of it is some of us are still healing. Healing is a journey, and you never know what things that still need to be healed until you unpack them. We're going to talk about building boundaries, restoring your confidence boot camp. Y'all going to love that, because I want y'all to be the most confident women that are walking around here like, okay, I am that girl. Can't nobody touch me, period. And I don't need nobody to choose me because I already chose me. In the 2-week dating intensive, it's going to be a private community via Telegram, which is a free group for text coaching. You guys will be able to talk to me. I'm going to be sending videos. I'm going to be sending resources. I'm going to be doing live broadcasts, all types of things within that community. It's not going to be on Instagram. It's just for y'all. I'm going to give you guys my dating manual, which I update often. It's about 40 pages and it is full of goods. Some of you may have already have my dating manual, and if you have it, you already know it is the bomb. I'm going to give you my online dating manual as well. You're going to get a one-on-one coaching call with me, and then you're also going to get some other surprises and freebies in this 2-week intensive. But I want to spend 2 weeks with you guys in order to help you truly succeed and get over this hump, okay? and land the man that you want, child, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's why we're here, right? Like we want to go from single to mingle. So here's some testimonials just of some people who have worked with me. And here, okay. So this is from Nan. She said, I've been subscribed to Jennifer's page for more than 2 years. I've taken her boot camp class and bought one of her books, Pressure. Not to mention, I've read a few books suggested by her book club. Wow, I feel like I've been there from not the beginning of her surge, but the beginning of mine. I'm a divorced woman now, starting over at an older age. Her perspective is not invalid to a seasoned woman. I'm 60 and still learning from her as a young, vibrant, experienced, saved, and articulate woman. I'm learning good advice and wisdom can come at any age. I've even started to follow her Bible study page. In this group, I believe the favor of like-minded women expands, covers, and reaches us all over us, reaches us all involved. She leads by direction, divine direction, and it's apparent. I have been blessed beyond measure. Thank you, Jen, for discerning the voice of God and helping the single woman of God navigate this season. Love that. Next one, sign up. Invest in yourself. The discernment in dating class I was so excited. I know how to cultivate and strengthen the spiritual gift of discernment, which has taken my dating life to new heights. The classes are top tier. I'm so happy God allowed me to cross paths with Single Lady Notes Ministry, Tamika D. Jones. These testimonials, first of all, just reading them, they make me feel amazing. So I love y'all for loving on me, first and foremost. I have a few more I want to share with you, just so for those of you that have never worked with me, you kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like. Because some of you are like, well, I ain't never worked with this girl. Where your receipts at? Okay. And I understand that perspective. Let me just find what I'm looking for, because where's the page that I'm looking for? This is going to, okay, let's go here. Sorry for the delay, friends, because I definitely had this all ready for you to go. And for whatever reason, Chrome wants to not be nice, but we're back. I found the page I'm looking for. Okay. Now we have to find the share button. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, let me hit that button. All right, let me know if y'all can still hear me, because I feel like my internet might have tried to disconnect. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, if y'all can still hear me, then great. I don't know why it won't let me go back to my Zoom. All right. So I wanted to read some more testimonials for you. So one says, by the way, your dating in boot camp was truly amazing. I learned a lot. Once I'm ready to get out there, I'll be applying a lot of these things from my lesson to my dating life. Those questions last night were great. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for using your platform to uplift and empower women. You are literally one of the first channels I came across when I was just scrolling on IG. I'm so grateful for this page. I mean, you share inspirational words, funny comments, and real conversation, and a great shopping experience. Another woman said, working with me basically helped her identify her limiting beliefs that were surrounding dating and alter those limiting beliefs to something more positive and true. It helped her identify what she needed to bring to God, and the prayer outline provided really helped her get the ball rolling with laying it all at God's feet. I feel more confident in my dating experience while trusting God even the more during this season. Another one said, thank you so much, Jennifer, for the dating class. The class was amazing and informative and extremely helpful to me. I've been calling my friends, telling them about it to make sure they attend the next class. And then the last one says, Jennifer, your class was fire. She helped build my confidence as it pertains to properly vetting and dating men. For the first time, I was able to mingle at the bar by myself and at an ultimate happy hour event, and I had an absolute blast. And that was from a class that I had did. When did I do this class? I forget exactly when I did the class, but that was her thoughts and her views on it. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what some people who have taken my courses and classes, what they experience and how they feel about working with me, okay? Now, how many of you want to be a part of this 2-day dating intensive? If that's you, let me know in the comments. Okay, I see the comments rolling in. It looks like we're getting back to the place. So I want to let you guys know that these are a lot of things, it's a lot of new things that I'm going to be sharing with you, but it's also going to be a lot of information that is going to be new. And I am going to, and somebody said, what's the price? I love that because it's like, okay, girl, yeah, get to the point. I feel you because I'm the same way. I want to give you guys a breakdown of what this is going to look like, okay? Because I want you to understand what you're getting. So I have had all of these classes already, pretty much that I've taught. If I'm being complete honest, I've already taught most of these classes. I taught the relationship and compatibility class, and it was $97. It still is. All of these things you can get separately if you want to. Okay. Then we have the discernment class, $97, your emotions class. Oh, you see all the prices. You're getting all of these classes that are going to be available to you, and they're going to be live time. So it's going to be pretty much like I am reteaching these classes to you. You're going to get the dating man. You're going to get the online dating man. You're going to get the one-on-one call with me, which is normally $150. This, if you did all of the things that I already offer you separately outside of a community, outside of having access to me for 2 weeks on a daily basis, you would have to pay $693 over a span of time. But for you guys, for the next 24 hours, in order to join the 2-week dating intensive, it's only going to be $97. You're going to get all of this 2 weeks, and you get the community. And I'm not going to close the chat out. So you guys are probably going to end up having conversations with other like women as you continue your journey after those 2 weeks. And I'm going to let you do it. But for 2 weeks, I want you guys to lock in with me. I want you to really dig deep within yourself. I want you guys to set your expectations on what it is that you want. I want you to take the material. I'm going to be holding you accountable on a daily basis. Y'all are going to be tired of me, but it's going to be for your good. By the end of those 2 weeks, you should come out feeling more confident. You should come out feeling more grounded. You will come out with more, what's the word I'm looking for? More tools and more strategies. And some of you were going to come out even probably with a boo, because baby, those of you that are ready to online date, I definitely can help you navigate that world. Okay. I'm going to be helping you have conversations. If you don't know what to say when you're conversing with a man, you don't know what to wear when you're going out on a date, I'm going to be there to help you with that. If you don't know you don't know what it is that you need to heal from, I'm going to help you dig deep within yourself to get to the root of that thing and uproot it and make sure that you don't have to deal with it anymore. So for you guys, I put the link in the comments. You can go ahead and register if you're ready. But now I'm going to open up the floor for questions. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we can chit chat for a little bit based off what it is that you guys need to ask. I really want to participate. Can you give me until Tuesday? I only get paid once a month, so I don't have it right now. Is there something we can do? So when you go to checkout, you can pay a couple of different ways. There's Afterpay available. I think Sezzle is available, and also Shop Pay. So if you want to pay in 4, we can do that. But if you don't have access to those options, I can also send you a payment plan via PayPal. So that's something that you can do as well. If you were to join on Tuesday, it's going to be more money because right now it's $97 for the next 24 hours. Any more questions? And it can be about anything that I talked about. Because I think someone asked, so this is a community. It's going to be within a chat. So everything that you guys are going to get is going to be more so self-paced. So you don't have to, it's not a time that you have to go ahead and, make sure that you're there at a certain time. It's not like class or anything like that. This is more free paced. It's going to be a lot of work that you can do in your free time, but I'm going to be accessible for the whole 2 weeks. Okay. Via that chat, you guys own me for 2 weeks. I'm gonna have that chat. What is the word I'm looking for? Open and ready for whatever it is that you guys have, and y'all gonna be getting like daily assignments, daily tools, resources, etc., in order to get the information you need. There won't be Zoom meetings. Do you think the man that you're seeing is the one? I'm gonna ask Scott about that. I'm gonna ask Scott. What do you think of Upward? There's a girl that I follow on TikTok who met her man on Upward, and she was in DC. I think they matched because he was visiting, and she's there. She's in no, she was in DC. He was in Dallas, and they're in a relationship now. They're married. They just got married recently, and she is living her best life in love. So I think Upward is it's a great platform. I think all platforms are good if you know how to use them. That's going to be like my opinion when it comes to dating apps. All of them can be good if you know how to use them. But some people, um, what I've noticed is a lot of people don't know how to use the apps. Where are we at? Will the link be in an email? If I tap now, it'll take me out. I'll definitely send this in the email. I will assist you with your online dating profile and the dating apps. Again, you guys are getting me for 2 weeks. You literally will like own me as your personal dating coach. I'm committing 2 weeks to you guys for whatever it is that you need for $97. And right now I have the capacity and I have the time to do that. So that's I'm like, while I have the time to do this type of coaching, let me go ahead and do it. I want to thank you for all your godly content you provide us. You're welcome. When does it start? Next Monday. We're going to jump right in. We're going to start next Monday. These are really great questions. Any more questions? And they can be in regards to the class, the 2-week intensive. It could be in regards to the content. You guys I'll give you guys about like 5 more minutes because I'm over 10, and then I'm going to hop off of here so you guys can go back to the rest of your day. I'm glad you have Afterpay. I'm going to sign up. Yes, Afterpay is Bay, okay? Because even sometimes I could have the money, but it just makes me feel better that I'm paying it in increments of 4. Like it's not all coming out at once. So I do have Afterpay on your when you won't see it when you're on the website, but you'll see it at checkout. You'll see it at checkout. Could you break the training down again? Is it all online pre-recorded session? So you're going to be in the group. There's going to be different options where sometimes it'll be a live broadcast. Sometimes it'll be a recorded message. It's going to be a lot of it's going to be some ebooks, right? So you guys are getting content you're not going to get any of my pre-recorded messages from when I taught it before, but you're going to get the content and you're going to get it fresh and live from my perspective now. Okay. So you're not going to get the classes that the people that buy them separately get. What you're going to get is the same content, but it's going to be presented in a different way, but it's all going to be within that chat. So if you have Telegram, some of you know that Telegram there's a lot of different functions on there that is going to enhance our connection. What time can we inbox you from? Also, will you give us the slides from today? What chat will be on? So I'm not going to give you the slides, but you guys will have the replay for 24 hours. So day 1 and day 2, you'll have up until tomorrow, and you can go back through the replays and you can take as many notes as you want, but I'm not going to send out the slides. The chat is going to be on Telegram. And the link for Telegram, I actually sent it through, what is that? I sent it through the email. Some people have already signed up, and everybody that signs up for the class will be able to stay in the group. And then the people that aren't in the class won't be. How can you see the replay? So the replay is going to be emailed to you. So if you're on my email, subscribe to my email list, you're going to get the replays. Let me see here. Because some of you might have joined from You might have joined from the broadcast channel. So let me grab this. If you're not subscribed to my email, let me do this. Thanks for the efficiency as well. You're welcome. I really spent some time making sure that this was, how it needed to be for you all, because I wanted to make sure it was clear, it was concise, and it was organized, and you understood exactly what you were going to get. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions? Thank you. I really appreciate that. I just purchased. Welcome to the party, Dayla. You're nervous about online dating? Well, I can help you through that. You had a bad experience. When is the deadline to sign up? It's really just for the next 24 hours, but how many of you get paid on Friday? If you need me to leave it open until Friday, let me know in the comments. Because I know this is a pay week for some people. Okay, I got your message, Corinne. I'm about to sign up when this is over. Okay, no worries. I'll leave it at $97 until Friday. So that way you guys that need some more time, I'll definitely leave it open. And for those of you that are going to sign up, I'll email you guys the welcome email by tomorrow at the latest. I'll also send you the links and all the things you need to get started for the group, but we won't start until Monday. She said, I'm gonna sign up when this is over, but it's not my pay week. Listen, I'm a full-time entrepreneur now, so I get it. But also take advantage of the pay in 4 option as well, because it'll be 20 something dollars for you to join today. And then, you can pay overtime. But if there aren't any more questions, thank you guys for your time. I hope that even for those of you that do not want to, not want to, those of you that can't join this round, I hope that the information that was shared was a good baseline just to get you started on some of that inner work, because you can still use the information that was shared in these 2 days to help you navigate in a more positive way in your dating experience. For those of you that are joining us on this 2-week journey, let's get it. I can't wait to get started with you guys. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I'll see you on the other side.